folks, Species7 here. Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time, well, thanks so much for stopping by, and oh my god, have I got a blast from the past today. This is probably one of the best real-time strategy games that was ever made, and inspired, the big thing is StarCraft. It would be nowhere without this game. This is total Annihilation. It has just been released on Steam in a working fashion with capabilities of running in resolutions on modern graphic cards, the whole 9 yards. Indeed, this is total Annihilation all the way back from 1990, like 97. Man. This game also was one of the most modded games of the time, if not the most modded game of all time. I think within a year of this game coming out, I had 4 CDs worth of just units, extra units, maps, different stuff like that. Options, you can see, nice. Mono. No, 3D or off. I think we'll go with 3D. Then you've got a sound volume, unit sounds, etc., and a sound test. Yeah, just to make sure your sound card, your old, Creative Sound Blaster or whatever the heck you were running was actually working. You could test it. Music, I'm afraid I'm going to turn it off because even if it is old music, odds are, well, I'd get dinged for it. Interface, you can change a few things, and then screen size, I'm going to run it at 1280 by 720. Now it will run in 1080p, but the game was designed that if you had a super good computer, you could run it in 800 by 600. I find at 1080p, it really shows its age. I mean, it's not great at 1280 to be honest, but at 1080p, yeah, you can pretty much see every individual pixel. And then you've got your interface, so that's your basic option. And then you have an actual campaign mode or a skirmish, and this was great because it allowed you to pick from, well, it came with just a ton of maps. I mean, look at this. And whatever map you picked, like Greenhaven, oh, nice little starter map, would give you suggested 2, 4, or 8 player, blah blah blah. And there's some amazing maps. I mean, just strange ice cream, icy bergs. Yeah, basically you start on just a dot of ice in the middle of nowhere and have to build ships, and most of it, because there's vehicles, there's robots, there's ships. It is something. God of War, I played that one. Great Divide, I really like this map. You end up starting like up here or down here, and then this pass becomes your main focal point for battle. It's pretty cool. It's a small little, well, let's just pick it, shall we? And then you get to decide how many factions you want to go against, and the starting stuff. Like, you can start yourself with a little more metal or a little less. You can start with less than them, you can start with the same amount, or like I say, you can start with a bonus of way more. You can set up your winning parameters, right? And let's just jump in and have a quick, oh man, I remember when you could count those little boxes light up. Here we are in game, very much like any sort of thing. Here's our commander, right? We click on him, we get a build menu. All right, first thing we're going to want to build is some metal makers. Actually no, let's go with energy, because you tend to run out of that. And if you hold the shift button, it will allow you to place as many of these at a time as you care to. So we're going to have him slap down, I don't know, 3 of them for now, and he'll go around and do that. He's such a happy camper. But there are units upon units upon units. The game has just been released on Steam. It's like less than $4 Canadian, man. That's crazy. And it comes with the expansion packs. So right away you get to start with a whole bunch more stuff than the original game came with. This is the game that years and years later the developer Well, it's no longer Cave Dog. This was actually published by Cave Dog, which was really cool, because that used to be our test for our computer. If the intro for Cave Dog ran smoothly, man, you had a hot machine. Alright, now let's get some metal down that we can see we've got a plus 85 on our energy production. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go to these metal deposits, and with the shift key held down, we're going to drop some metal extractors. Holding down your shift key brings up your kills and losses scores, and also brings up a few stats. You can slow down and speed up your game time, and it shows you how long you've been in game, etc., etc. This was one of the first ones that allowed you to do things like choose multiple units, you know, stuff like that. It just, wow, it's an amazing thing. Like I said, graphically it's looking perhaps a little dated, you know, but beyond that, not bad. Alright, now that we've got that in place, I want to build one energy storage. So we'll get him to do that. This will just give us a little bit of a leg up on our real building that we'll start here in a moment. Really nicely balanced. I mean, obviously after this amount of time and the amount of patches, etc., that were released post-game, the balancing was worked out really well. So it doesn't matter what faction you decide to be, ARM, Core, whatever, you're in for pretty much the same sort of game, even though they do have different units, different abilities, different you name it. Man, once you get to launching the nukes, pretty much guarantee game over. I usually like to set the win parameters, so rather than just killing the commander, you have to destroy every single enemy unit. Yeah, that way you get to do a little bit of hunting. Alright, and we are going to throw down, right beside that, some metal storage. And then we're going to start building factories. Because, oh yeah, that's not all he can build. And as you can see, there's a bunch of stuff still currently locked. Alright, now that we've got that, let's build ourselves a vehicle plant. I think. And we're going to slap it down way up there. You can also do other things. There's not just the build menus. We can also go to orders and have them do things like reclaim various items. You can have him, well, he's already got a job. Like if you break something, you know what I mean? You can actually have him go along and fix it. He'll do repairs. You can put him on guards. You can put him on patrol. If you guard, basically what he'll do is tag himself to another unit and do whatever that unit is doing. It's really handy for building, more than actually defending certain things. Okay, that unit's built. I'm going to get him to reclaim. And this is another quick way to grab energy and stuff and clear up your base a little. You can do things like take any of the energy that's available in stuff like trees and rocks and completely reclaim them. There's what he's doing now. And you'll see while he's doing it, we'll get a quick bump to energy. Mind you, our energy is full, so it's not showing as much. Alright, now that we got our robotics factory up, let's get to building, well, first of all, some construction bots. And you can queue up whatever you like in here. And then we're going to get them to build a bunch of those. There we go. You can see our metal is starting to dive. So I think we're going to get Mr. Commander here back into build mode, because I see we've got another available metal extractor right here. So we'll get him to build that while this thing's working on the Constructo bots. Hopefully they'll be able to get out of here with this thing in the way. I never thought of that. Could be big mistake. Oh, wow. He's got a few more metal deposits here. That's great. Because you can see we're using 11.7 metal. We're generating 5.8. Alright, now this is the guard feature I was talking about. You click on him click guard, and then if we come over here, what he'll do is he'll come over here and help the factory finish building that. Well, a little late, I guess. It's done. Now, will it be able to get out? No. Alright, let's get him to stop. And we're going to have to get him... Oops, it's not what I want. I want orders. He's going to have to reclaim this particular... Actually, we're going to get him to reclaim the robotics factory. Otherwise, we're just going to simply have this problem every single time. A lot of metal, a lot of stuff to reclaim there, so it's going to take him a second. And this guy, we're going to try and get to move down here. There we go. Now he can go. Alright, so with that done, let's get you to rebuild. Our vehicle plant. Let's build it, let's say, there. Now, as soon as he's rebuilt it, we will have to start from scratch and re-queue that stuff. Nice thing is, I built construction bots, and they can keep building the stuff he was building before, or they can build cooler stuff. For instance, I'm going to get him to build a few defenses. So let's get him to drop 3 turrets. Yeah, I'd rather not get rid of a resource node. It's much easier to just build the building, or move the building. Alright, now let's queue up one more Constructabot and our 6 little attack guys. Left click to go up, right click will bring it back down. So if you go, ooh, I meant to get 5, well, you can just right click. But we'll go with 6. And you're not being of much use. How about you help? There you go. See? Now he's helping. You can also do things like assign groups. Like, I'm going to build a couple of these guys. There's not much point linking your construction bots together. But go help. You can work with this guy. There we go. You go help him do things. Now, I want you to all assemble over here when you're done. You can keep helping these guys build these things. See, now both of the construction bots are working on building some defenses for us, while the commander is helping us to build some little vehicles. Oops. Right click. Sorry. All commands are given with a right click. Most RTS games now, of course, you would right click and then left click to complete the command, but that just simply deselects. So there you are. We'll get a couple more of these guys up. Now, each vehicle also, of course, has different orders available for it. As you see here, you can get them to move to a certain spot, or you can simply click on them to do that. You can stop, you can set up patrols for them by just dropping waypoints. You can get them to directly attack units, right? You can get them to hold fire, return fire, or fire at will, hold position, maneuver, or roam. So everything has got a nice selection of options. Now, I currently am running with a fog of war. And we'll put you over here. And then you, sir, I have just discovered yet another metal deposit. So I'm going to get you to build another one of those. And I'm going to now grab these guys and get some patrolling done. So let's send them here. See ya, boys. I just want to see if we can't just get ourselves a tiny little bit of the combat. Like if I can find an enemy troop somewhere. There they are. Now, once you saw that I built a vehicle factory, and then I built a couple of construction vehicles. Now, once you have those construction vehicles built, you can then build an advanced vehicle factory and build advanced construction bots and advanced fighting units. Like, these are the lowest of the low, the weakest of the weak so far as fighting units go, right? But, now, it would appear we are in the top corner of the map. So let's see what these guys find as we patrol down. We're probably going to have to go a long ways because the other guys are just starting too. And usually you wouldn't recommend oh, here we go. Now we can get them to attack this. One of their wind farms. Cool. Doom, it's gone. That's going to cost them a chunk and a half of resources to rebuild. Cool. Oh, now we're being fired on. Yeah, you probably won't be able to defeat the commander, but I figured what the heck, until he kills all our guys. There we go. And that's it. And it all goes blank. So, but now we know where the enemy is, so let's go back to our base. There we go. And move right along from there. I'm going to get these guys to now build us an advanced robotics factory. Or advanced vehicle plant, sorry. Let's build that right there. And you, sir, I would like you to help this fella. And in fact, Mr. Commander Dude, I think I would like you also to get in on this little act. But beyond this, I mean, this is very much, if you played Supreme Commander, well, the developer for that was actually the developer for this game. It took him a couple of decades, but he did release another game, and that was, of course, Supreme Commander. Dude, did you not get that I wanted you to do that? Cool. So, oh, good, they got our little turrets all up and running. And everything, you can turn it on and off, basically, right? You can have it attack, you can have it stop, you can have it not fire, of course, hold a fire, return fire, so they'll only fire if something shoots at them first. But we're going to allow turrets and things to fire at will, of course. So, but this is the way, from here on, it's pretty much like any of these sort of RTSs. You know, the Command and Conquer games were very similar. Like I said, Supreme Commander, what is it, Planetary Annihilation was another one. So this all harkens to that. But like I say, it is currently available on Steam for darn near free. It works perfectly right out of the box, and I guarantee you, you will have a ton of fun playing this. That's been our look, guys, at Total Annihilation. Man, I love this game. This is right up, I think, until Windows XP was just about off the market. I played this thing. And the nice thing is after the initial release, when it was sort of, ooh, you needed the best of the best to run it, pretty much after that, anything else would run it flawlessly. So you could load it on a laptop that had crappy graphics cards, etc. It could have like a Pentium 2 in it, and just amazing. Anyway, I will leave it with that. Now that we have this, as you see, we can make much more complex, starting with, of course, advanced construction units. And as soon as those are built, I'll simply get our commander to go to orders here, reclaim the old construction bots. See, you never waste anything in this game. Something I always really liked about it as well. So there you go, guys. That's been our look at Total Annihilation. Hey, if you got $3 burning a hole in your pocket of your Steam wallet, this is what you want to do with it. Till next time, take care of each other, folks. Hit the like button. Feel free to share, subscribe, do all that stuff. And above all, take care of each other, folks. Ciao for now.